everyone, this is Greyshot117.
And Greyshot151 here.
And unfortunately, we couldn't get Yavrid for this because we're talking about communism, aka the movie The Death of Stalin.
Yeah.
You look so happy to be here today. But anyway, The Death of Stalin follows the death of Stalin and the bureaucracy / power grab from all of the different heads of the Soviet government that tried to vie for power.
And before you ask, this is a comedy / dark.
Yeah.
It's not a thriller, but it could have been.
Yes.
Very easily. But how they executed this movie is
it's a very dark movie, but
there's a lot of very, very bad people, very bad men, basically all trying to fight. Well, a few people specifically trying to fight over who gets to be leader of a now Stalinless Soviet Union. And Stalin's death, the events afterward, the human reactions of these people are all top notch. From the onset, if you don't know who Stalin is, let's say you just happen to walk into this movie and you have no idea who Stalin is, you get an idea of who he is in the first 5 minutes as you see people die. You see him watch American westerns, and you see him make jokes about the people he's killed. We don't talk about him anymore. He's long gone.
Yeah. So once again, it shows all these different people at their different levels, and some of them are head of the NKVD, was it?
NKVD, yeah.
Thank you. Essentially, they're secret police. And then you have other people who are head of these different affairs of foreign policy. Then you have actually the guy who's supposed to be right under Stalin, but he is kind of, how do I put this in the, like, Jeffrey Tambor's character is essentially kind of a pushover. He's very easy, and that's why probably Stalin put him there. And there's all these different moving parts. There's a lot of people in this movie. A lot of great actors, but it's hard to get and nail down every single person who's in this.
The best...
like, Jason Isaacs is in this, and he's by far my favorite character in this. He comes in, he literally takes off his coat. You see all these medals on him because he plays a Russian general, one of the heroes of...
He basically plays one of the best generals of Russia, or of the Soviet Union during World War II. Yep. Keep in mind, this takes place in 1953. This is only like 8 years after the war.
Yeah.
So you still have there are still German jokes. That's very much still fresh on the mind, and it's still very much fresh on the mind of the prestige of that war. And this general has that prestige. You also see, though, a lot of jokes being made in regards to like Stalingrad, in regards to Steve Buscemi.
I should also note a lot of the jokes in this film are not like, they're not comedic jokes like a Marvel film or something, or like,
oh no,
they're
dark.
It's not comedy. It's the character and the acting more in the situation that is funny. For example, there at the very beginning of the film, there's a guy who's the head of this radio station that's broadcasting a play, and he gets a call from Stalin, and he's like, call me back in 17 minutes, and of course hangs up the phone. And this other guy who's like helping him is just like, who was that? It's like the general secretary. Stalin? It's like, what do you ask? Call him back in 17 minutes. From when he said it, or when you hung up the phone?
17 minutes.
17 minutes. And then they're just trying to figure out what the 17 minutes means. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
where it's
and
just
they're
like
bickering back and forth. Or there's a moment where you see all these people being taken away by the secret police, which is very much early on in the movie.
Yep.
And there's this one moment where this old man, he looks to his family, he's like, whatever you do,
I love you.
I love you.
Yeah.
And just say whatever you have to get out of this. Just say whatever. He hears banging at the door. He goes over, and he sees through the windows people being taken away by the secret police. He opens the door, and there's just a guy there saying, hey, you're the closest conductor in the area. We need you. He's just like, the fuck? And he just gets dragged out.
Yeah. It's like, okay. And he's even there with his, like, nightgown on. He's like, all right, I guess I'm doing this. And then also there's a woman pianist who, again, it's like...
Not the biggest fan of Stalin.
Hates Stalin.
Understatement, yes.
Yes. But here's my thing on this. She does play a critical part because she writes a note bashing Stalin, and he laughs so hard he puts himself into he has a hemorrhage and puts himself into a mini coma. And if you don't know the actual death of Stalin, highly recommend you go look it up, because he was paralyzed and sat in his own filth for quite some time.
Yeah, if it was not day or days.
Even in this movie, which I can probably see like a similar thing happening where people go in and they're trying to keep everything hush hush and they're just looking over his body in a coma and they're like, what do? Do we call the doctor? No, we have to get everyone here first before.
Again, this movie knows how to play jokes for the moment Stalin goes down and you're just like, get a fucking doctor. And it's like, how long does it take? It's like, how many idiots does it take to screw in a light bulb? That joke is made literally with how many idiots does it take to get a doctor? There's also, again, I would say my stand-up performances is the general. You have Steve Buscemi, who nails Nikolai Gorbachev.
Every single performance in this.
Khrushchev, I should say. Khrushchev.
Every single performance in this film is fantastic.
Molotov was my other favorite.
Yes.
What do you mean I was on the list? You were on the list, and then Stalin died.
Yeah.
like the reactions of some people in these movies are very human.
Yes.
But they're also taken to 11 in regards to for the comedic value, which works
But that being
out.
said, this film is dark. There are people dying left and right.
Oh yeah,
they joke
there
about
are like
1,500 people died in the street.
There are like 3 scenes where people were just shot cold-blooded, and it's like you forget that this is like comedic elements.
Yes,
there's some dark moments, and there's also some moments of
there's a moment where a prisoner learns that Stalin is dead and someone else is in charge, and he's like, wait, what? It's like, and they get shot, and then an order comes through. Okay, stop shooting, and all the prisoners look at the guy who was like, "Man, it was not your day," because now they're being released.
Not only that, but you have very, very much a few moments where,
but it's that kind of brutality and comedy.
Again, you make note of it. It's how the actors portray. Yeah. And there's like a moment like, please switch with me. And the guy's like, we can do it in line with like everyone else. And it's like slowly moving. And he's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, the guy just like, does it like, then moves back to his spot. Like, damn it. He's been foiled.
But that being said, as dark as that moment, I think actually in the beginning we went to go see Alamo, which by the way, there was an issue with our thing, we should probably say real quick. And they were kind enough to be like, oh no, we just moved your theater into a different, like we moved the theater into a different theater because of South by Southwest going on right now. But here are 2 free tickets for another film. Because of the inconvenience. I'm like, what inconvenience? All right, cool. Never mind.
Totally.
I'll take it. So thank you. I'm not shilling. I'm just saying what happened.
Yes.
But anyway, they showed Monty Python and him being taken.
He's basically
by the
imagine
Soviets.
this like Switzerland Alp climber, and he's just been taken into, for whatever reason, Russian custody. And
they get a news again. It's like that whole comedic moment with him perfectly aligned itself with this film because they're literally joking about, oh, we got an order. What's the order say? Oh, kill him. Okay, cool. And they keep trying to kill him. It's like, all right, cool, we missed. All right, cool, we're gonna try again. All right, we missed.
It very much hits this type of humor of the movie, which is it knows how to make fun of like the Soviet Union, like the drunk son of Stalin, and oh god, he found out about the ice
Lithuanian
hockey team.
Cubs, and he's singing that as planes are going overhead, so no one can hear him. So everyone's looking at the planes, and he's like,
and then he just gets shoot off.
And like, all right,
just leave, please. You're drunk. Go home.
Yeah.
But in any case, enough about the spoilers or whatnot. What are our thoughts on the movie?
Well, it wasn't really spoilers, but just like moments.
What are our thoughts on the movie? And in regards for me, I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. The acting is great. The performances are great.
Yeah.
Every person pulls their weight, and every person gives a human and exaggerated performance at the same time.
Yeah.
Which sounds improbable and impossible, but it happens.
Yes.
The set design is great. The story is good. And it's mostly realistic. I'm sure, obviously, moments were taken for levity. But
I believe during the exchange of power, a lot of people died.
Yeah, the general exchange of things I do, like the major plot points, I can definitely see happening.
Yeah.
So I would give this a high 7. I don't think for me it's
no. I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. For me personally, it doesn't reach that top quality because while the performances are good, it's not. The comedy is spot on, but it's not. It kind of goes back and forth between the comedy and the dark.
Yeah.
And some of the scenes work, and then other scenes are very much a jarring.
Yeah.
Switch. Also, there are a few characters that feel like I don't understand why they're placed. But again, this is a very, very good movie. This is if you want to go, if you like history and you want to go see something, a funny movie that kind of makes light of something that's very dark that happened.
Yeah.
And also gives shows you kind of what happened at the same time. I totally would recommend it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10 because, again, I think it does a fantastic job between the comedy and the darker moments. It shows the straight up stupidity and
some of these members, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it shows like they don't care about communism. They just care about their own power. And they don't care who's in their way. They're just trying to make sure they all stay in power and not the end of a gun.
Yep.
So once again, 8 out of 10. Spoilers, not really much because once again, this is like a historical film. And again, it's a lot of great comedy. Like my favorite moment was the whole sequence in the beginning where literally they're like, "Oh shoot, we didn't record. We didn't." That's the whole thing. They were trying to. Stalin was getting a recording of that.
He wanted that one musical piece. Yeah.
So he's like, "Everyone, stay put. We're gonna clap again. No, you can't leave. Everyone, back in your seats. You." Back in your seat. All right, we're doing this again. Why is he knocked out?
We're doing it live, people. We're doing it live.
That whole sequence was great. And then again, you mentioned that the moments where it's just goddamn. But that being said, it was equally dark because there's like a child that you just see get taken. You're like, oh, is this part of a ploy? Nope. The guy vying for power is just a pervert. That's great.
Pretty much it, yeah.
Great.
And
just like fantastic, wonderful. I thought
no one in this party is good. I mean,
and they read this thing to him because at the end, this guy who's the head of like pretty much their FBI sort of that's what
NKVD. It's their secret police.
That's again kind of.
It's basically the guy in charge of that who has a dick measuring contest with the army. Guess who wins by a mile?
Yeah.
It's not the secret police. I'll give you that one.
Yeah, it's the guy with the bigger army, and
the guy with the longer stick and knows how to use it, and used it well against the Germans.
Yes. So, but anyway, the whole point about him is I thought they instantly say like, okay, 347 counts of these like child whatever, and it's
it's like they knew. It's like these men know what's going on with everyone else. They just know when. Yeah,
he knew he was doing this stuff to kids, and they didn't care because again, he got them information on other people. Until, unfortunately, it happened to someone they knew. And it's just like, oh, no, you can't do that on us. And that's where you eventually saw this film take place. Eventually, each one of them will slowly get pulled out from their heads of power and changed. And even the one who was able to scheme his way all the way to the top
gets cut down in the end.
Eventually, will eventually get pulled. The rug will be pulled from him.
It's when you see an opening and you try to take the opening.
I should say the cult status of Stalin is something interesting in this film because you see people weeping for the guy, and he killed more people than Hitler. Yeah. So it's just like, wow, man, all right, cool.
Yeah.
That's
it's good. Again, good movie, really good movie, highly recommended. That's pretty much it for us.
Yep. But in any case, it's been The Death of Stalin, the review. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys join us next time where we probably will see Pacific Rim Uprising or Tomb Raider, something like that.
It's one of those films.
But we'll see you guys next time.
Later, guys.
Hello everyone, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Joey, Ace, Lobo, Leo, Nick, and Tim. Thank you guys so much for your awesome support. You guys rock and help me do what I do. So thank you, and I'll see you guys next time.